Hello, I'm Remy Nagel, and this is the project profile for Marxan Connect for the Conservation X Labs Connex Tech Prize. We've designed Marxan Connect to help protect biodiversity by incorporating connectivity directly into the spatial planning process. The problem with the current spatial planning process is it often does not include the movement of organisms through space. This movement of organisms, or connectivity, takes many forms, the simplest of which is migration, or the movement of organisms from habitat to habitat. The next is population connectivity, where the next generation is recruited in different habitats. There's also ecosystem connectivity, where nutrients are transferred through the food chain to enrich new habitats. Connectivity complicates the spatial planning process because organisms don't know where a protected area begins and ends. Half of this picture is in an MPA and the other half is outside. The typical spatial planning workflow uses Marxan, and Marxan typically does not incorporate connectivity, which is why we've created Marxan Connect to act as a pre-processing module for a typical Marxan analysis for it to include connectivity. And now for a live demonstration of Marxan Connect. We've decided to divide the entire workflow into several steps represented by these tabs. The first tab is spatial input, where you input your different spatial files, the most important of which being the planning units. The next step is connectivity input, where you input your connectivity data. This can be represented by demographic data or landscape data. The next step is to choose your different connectivity metrics that you may want to include as conservation features, or you can also choose to include connectivity as spatial dependencies. The next step is to discretize the continuous metrics that you've created in the previous tab into discrete features that you can set targets on. The fifth step is to actually run Marxan, and then after you can evaluate the outputs in terms of ecological suitability. Finally, you can set your plotting options and visualize your results. We believe that Marxan Connect will greatly facilitate the process of including connectivity data within the spatial planning process. This will allow various Marxan users to create ecologically more resilient reserve designs, which in turn will support greater biodiversity throughout the planning area. Finally, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. This work wouldn't have been possible without your help.